So guys, got another car with an AC problem. 2007 Subaru Forester. Haven't even started it up yet. First thing I'm going to do is pop the hood. Put my gauges up and make sure we got some pressure. The customer said that he thought the clutch might be slipping, which I really hope it's not, because Subarus seem to be a pain to get clutches for, and Subaru only sells the whole compressor and they always want like $600 for it. And every time I look online for a clutch, I can never find one that matches. So I'm going to hook my gauges up quick and we'll go from there. So guys, the audio apparently didn't record for this. I sped up the video to 8 times. I connected the gauges here and I ended up starting the car, and you can see that the pressures look perfect. They're like dead on. And you can see how the AC condenser temperature drop, I think it goes like 30 to 40 degrees, which is perfect. And the pressures are dead on what they're supposed to be for the outside temperature. Here's the video how I have it set up, guys. Got the low side, high side, temperature probe right here, and I made sure they have good contact. And we got 45 degrees coming out of the inside vent. Got it on recirculate. Guess I should probably have it set just to come out the top center, but we got 45 degrees coming out of there. I don't have the doors open, but I have all the windows down. Let's see, where's our chart? Well, I guess like 78 out here. We have 25-37 on the low. I think we're at like 180 on the high. Should down to 44 coming out the vents. Let me switch that to. We can switch this over, and we can even open the doors if you guys want. It's probably not going to make a difference. Can I even open this one? The wind just blew the door back closed. change it too much. It's kind of windy out here, so that might skew this a little bit with the doors open. And see, they're blowing back closed anyway. Yeah, we're at 45. What were we supposed to be at? 42? That's close enough. So I don't see anything wrong with the AC system. At least with a charge level. Guess I'll take it for a drive and see if it stops working or what happens. So guys, same thing happened on this drive. It didn't record me talking. So you can see as soon as I started driving, the compressor has stopped working because the pressures were good. Pulled out, got on the road. Instantly the pressure started dropping. Like started leveling out for the high and low, and you can see the condenser temperatures evened out because there was no flow, so there was no cooling going on. Guys, hope you can see that compressor is not engaged. Everything's spinning with the compressor. So I wonder if there's it's being controlled or not. I'm gonna get my scan tool real quick, look it up. The air conditioning switch is on and the signal says on. And I believe this thing should still be on. So I'm gonna get some leads out and see if we got power going to the compressor. If we do, then maybe it feels good. So guys, this lights up. So this compressor should be on right now. Let me see if I can set this up here. And we'll see if we can turn the light off inside before it melts my housing. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see that. Lights on, lights off. Lights on, lights off. So this has a bad clutch. I'm going to take this cover off. Let's see if we can look at it better. So guys, I just pushed on this clutch and spun it because it's not seized and it actually engaged. I don't know if I can get it to do it again. So I just pushed on this with a... Oh, you know what? See, this sticks to it. So the magnet's definitely engaged, but I think the clutch is shot. See? There we go. It started spinning. Now if I rev it up and hold the RPMs up, it'll stop. See our temperature's dropping. Now if I hold the RPMs up, this thing will start going up. See, I'm holding up at like 2,000, 2,500. The temperature will eventually start going up if it doesn't. There we go. See the temperature's climbing. That compressor, not the compressor, but the clutch, stop. See that? Let's see if we can do this again. There it goes. Now our temperature inside started falling like a rock. I'll let it go down a little bit more. I'll let it go down until we hit the 40s. go down that low. Oh, there we go. 49. So now I'll hold the RPM up again. I'll hold this here. And we'll see it do it again. Start to get nice and cold, and then eventually it'll just up there when I think. Yep, because the engine started revving a lot easier. So we come up here, look at that, it's off again. Now we'll spin it, boom. That's a bad clutch. So I'll see if I can get another one. So we're back here at the Subaru. Got a new clutch from Subaru. And I believe I found out why this thing was disengaging when you gave it throttle. I believe there's just way too much clearance in this. This is 25 thousandths. This goes right in there, no problem. I believe the spec for this clutch is 16 to 20. I have to double check. See if we can get. See if these two are going. Yeah. I was going with a little no effort. What are we at? 31 thousandths. So that's pretty close because the clutch moves out just a little bit when you do that. So yeah, we're way out of spec. That's what? Almost double? Yeah, because 32 would be double from the minimum. So here's the new clutch. Comes with everything. Let's see if I can open this bag. Set this down real quick. So we got new bolts, a bunch of shims, screws, got our new clutch, new pulley with a new bearing, and our new magnet. So I'll get this old pulley off. We'll get the new one put on and shimmed. So guys, I got the old clutch off. Had to do quite a bit of frying, and I heated up the front a little bit. But then there was these screws in here. So what I did was I unbolted the compressor, and then I leaned it up against right here on this bracket. And then I have one of these big impact bits. That you use on one of these drivers. And since that driver didn't fit in here, what I did was I took an 8mm socket, smacked that in there with a hammer, and used a little ratchet, and it broke all these bolts free. Because I tried using a screwdriver and they just wanted to strip, and this made it so much more easier. So I'm going to get the new magnet and everything swapped over, and I'll be back. New magnet all screwed in. Didn't have to get this clip off here because this one just slides on, doesn't clip on. And then guess I'll put the pulley on while it's sitting like this. Maybe I can even shim it. Probably be easier than trying to work with it behind the radiator. Pulley slid right on. I was surprised. I just slid it right on by hand. Usually I gotta tap these on. But I'm gonna clean out the inside in here a little bit because there's some debris in there. Then I'll put the new clutch on. We'll check the thickness. Here's a comparison of how worn down it is. You can see the grooves. Let's see if the light will help. I don't know if the light helps or not. But you can see the grooves on this one. Where this one has no grooves. And you can see how deep the grooves went in this versus this one. See, there's only this groove right here, and then there's this little groove on the inside. And this thing's all grooved up. So now to check the clearances, put this on. Hang on a second, I'll have to do this with 2 hands. I had to grab a couple bolts to pull this clutch back off. You can see where it leaves marks. You gotta be careful when you use the bolts, because if it would have went down here in the bearing, it may have went into the bearing. So I'm not sure if they put them on there to use with a puller. But I would think that they'd use them just to screw out like this. Or you just use them to pull the pulley out. But anyway, I looked up the clearance, because there was no clearance when I screwed this in. It was stuck bad. And I just tapped it in with a mallet, a real small mallet. So you want 11. It was 11.8 to 23. 0.6 thousandths of an inch. So we'll measure these two. Let's see. These two right here. These two measure 20 thousandths. So I'm going to go through the bag, see if they all measure the same. And I'll start a little high because there was no clearance. Like when I tapped that on, I could not turn the clutch at all. They gave me a bunch of shims here that are actually different thicknesses. I'm surprised because when I get them from Ford, they just give you like a bunch that are like the same size usually. But this one's 30 thousandths. These other ones, these are like 100 thousandths of an inch, and there's like 5 thousandths, and they go up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 30 on first, and I'm going to see what our gap changes to, because then it'll tell us if we have like a negative clearance, which I'm pretty sure we did, because how tight it got. So you just drop these in here, and then sometimes I might take a screwdriver to hold that straight while I slide it on. You got to make sure that doesn't fall over, because if that falls over and you smash the pulley on, you can get this thing pretty stuck. I've seen people do that. So right now, guys, we have around 27 thousandths. So I'll pull this back off. We'll change the shim. I guess we'll try to go like, I don't know, 15 thousandths smaller. Try to get it to closer to the lower end. So I found one that's 18 thousandths. Gonna try that one, see if that will get us in the right clearance. Put this one here. They're all dropped in there. See if we can tap this on. Let me tap this on the rest of the way, and we'll check our clearance. So I ended up having to take the shim back out, and I went down to 11 thousandths shim. And now we have about 14 thousandths. Has a little bit of drag. There's some run out on this plate too. Like here it gets a little loose in between. Then it's tight here, and it's that way on all of them. Like it'll get tight then down here at this bottom one. But that should be good. I'll hold this back up and then we'll test it. So guys, I got the compressor all bolted back up. Still have to get this little tab off, but I left the covers off so I can show you guys. We'll start it up. I haven't tried it yet. Pretty sure it'll work though. I'm going to turn the air conditioning off first. I'll make sure it doesn't take it off the frost. So let's go look at it, see if it's dragging. No, it's not dragging. So we'll go turn the AC compressor on. Let's see. Can we not put it on recirculate? There we go. Oh man, that's ice cold. Look at that. I probably should have put this on. Today's not a real hot day either. So the compressor's probably going to cycle. It's definitely staying cold in here. Or it's really stop. Yeah, it's still spinning. It's really weird in the camera though. Now it's probably going to cycle. Yep. So I'll put these covers back on. I'll take it for a test drive. I'll let you guys know what happened. So it's 70 degrees out, and it's like 100% humidity since it's right in it. See if I can put this somewhere. Just want to set it there. It's gonna be really cool. pulled out before, it would instantly stop working. See, we're cruising down the highway. I'll stop the video here and start when I get back to the shop, but so far seems good. So I'm just getting back to the shop and we still have 42 degrees coming out of the vents. It goes between 42 and 45. So I'll pull up, pop the hood, and I'll just prove that everything's still working. Let's see. Just turned off. There it goes, turned back on. So everything's working. I have all the covers on. Got that wire clipped in. Oh, this is good to go. Now you guys know how to diagnose a worn out clutch and replace it and shim it. Hopefully this will help somebody. See you guys later.